Simbi. Yalubi chime wano. Yeah.
Alex, that's okay, you know?
Oui.
A very good afternoon. We are live at the Sports Arena that is in Zambia, and of course, we are bringing to you the third game. It is a men's game. It's a very interesting encounter between Police Volleyball Club and Kcca. Like I had previously told you in the earlier commentary, this is going to be a very exciting game. Fireworks is expected, and to deliver the much in anticipated hype and trivia, I have with me a legendary player, Luke Etit. First of all, say hi to our viewers.
Hello to all the viewers. And hello to you as well.
You could tell them your name just that they hear that I am
I
with
have
you.
many names. They call me Black History, but look, Einstein 8.
That is the coach of Police Volleyball Club. You did win your first game of the season.
Sure.
Did it give you enough motivation to come into this particular encounter?
Very much. You know, the first game is always like the icebreaker.
Okay.
So it did a great deal in giving the boys more morale and belief.
Okay.
So going into this game, yes, we know Kcca is a strong team.
Okay.
If you look at their players, they have quite good players.
Okay.
National team, and but we have organized. We have come to play. We have our strategy. We hope it will work.
Let us talk about your strategy.
Yes.
Two things that you want to point out for me.
Yes.
That you want to rely on, capitalize on in order to defeat this particular team.
We want to have a good service game.
Okay.
Because with the service, it will make our defense better.
Okay.
So with service, we are expecting to have a good block.
Okay.
Yes.
Let us look at your opponent.
Yes.
What is that one thing that you think they will capitalize on to hurt you?
They are good in attack. That is individually they have a good attack.
Okay.
Nevertheless, we are prepared. We know their strengths. We've tried to go back to the drawing board and design the training program to counter that strength.
Okay. Coach, I want to wish you success, and I do hope that we have this conversation after the game.
Sure, I'll be waiting for it.
Thank you very much, Coach.
I'll be on the winning side.
Okay. I wish you well.
Thank you.
Okay, please, Coach. Thank you. And of course, I do have now Coach Alex Mogoda, who did coach the team as they were not getting the results they expected in the game last weekend. But I now want to hear from him what his expectations are. Coach, you are going to face Police Volleyball Club in a game that is expected to be full of excitement and fireworks. How prepared is your team?
Yeah, like this is Serie. We treat any game like a game. We don't come with too much expectations, but still as a coach and a team, we are optimistic that we are going to play better and we need the results. Because our fight is to be a better team this season and at least to appear in the playoffs. So if we are waiting for that, we must give results. We need to get a breakthrough and we think today is our breakthrough. That's what we are fighting for.
Coach, in the previous game, I saw you tinkering a lot with the setters. You did put off the setters and especially I think the middle blockers.
Yeah.
Was this part of the strategy or you were forced into doing this?
I had very many people commenting over me playing Elijah out.
Yes.
Just came abruptly.
Yes.
But this is something that I trained for. He has been training that. We train him to be versatile.
Okay.
Everywhere. Anytime if we bring him to set, people should not be surprised.
Yes.
He's a player who can do anything. The maturity.
Okay.
He's one of the most experienced players on that court if you look at them.
Okay.
So he can do anything. So
Okay.
that's why I brought him to play out. Like last season, I think even last season I brought Ijongat.
Yes.
People said, wow, he has did something, but at the end of it, only Ijongat became
A household
the best
name.
player of that day.
Yes.
We are surprised. They said, wow, he planned for this, we planned for it.
Yes.
So as a coach, I don't just come in.
Okay.
We just plan for this. As technical, we say, if things fail here,
Okay.
what can we do? We can do this. One day we shall bring out better attacking.
That's interesting.
Oh.
Yes.
Yeah.
And now, coach, let us look at the opponents. Is there something when you look at your opponents that you think that if you did this, you will definitely beat them at their game?
One, I respect police.
Yes.
Very good team.
Okay.
And it's one of the stubborn teams around.
Okay.
Can do anything.
Okay.
Sometimes if you look at their experience and what, they are fighters. So with them, if you want to manage them, you have to play them hard.
Okay.
And maybe the other thing is, if I look at the age difference between my team and the other team, I can bring a faster game to out to beat them, and I think that's the strategy I'm coming back.
Okay. Coach, I want to wish you success, and I do hope that we have this conversation when the games have ended.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. And of course, that is Coach Alex Bugoda. We do have 2 more games coming up after this particular one. We do have Elion taking on Prisons, and later on we shall have Sporters taking on, that is Sky Volleyball Club. Just subscribe to our channel and we'll bring you these games live. Thank you very much.
Are they going to use it for one day?
She's nice. Good. Seriously, no, that's real cute. You No, what's the plan? Yes. What's the signal? Yes. What happened first class? It was up there. Yes. Yes. Those people are not able to feel it. They want all of them to complete it. As you can see, we can put in the
I go to the roof charge, watch a game. How do I meet? How do I meet running? I give it apology. I meet Robert finally. I'm like, yeah, I'm like, but what's one word and I feel it? I'm like, I don't remember. Let me just go and see. And then he keeps smiling. He comes to me, I'm like, but you man, who are you? Where did I see you? Like, I don't know why he's on me. But now we don't have what it is. And you know, I'm like, hey, this fellow is from Kcca. Now I got to you. I'm like, yes, I know you. You forgot me. And you forget. I almost knelt down. I was like, Tata, please, Dad. Like, don't worry. Those people in office, they will give me money. And I got you feed me. Money. When I see, did I receive money?
No, it's
And I told you he's on leave. Who is ED? Staka. The one who was fired. And the whole ED come start running. What will happen now?
That means of course. Those guys will take the money or send out to local officer to go back and police can have this result.
Why did police pick up us? Why did they chase her with another person? Why do you know?
It's a whole machine.
But you know one thing that those who are there, if you want to be successful, right, people with your position. You know the like which kind of woman was that? From the time you entered that office, that like a politics, nothing like politics. What we just like, you know those people, they do so much. They are one. And maybe because now we are identifying that woman, but from the one going to
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the third game of the day, the first game of the men's Serie A National Volleyball League on this day. We welcome you, and today I'm joined by the one and only Odeke Moses.
Hello guys. Thank you for joining us as Sports Media. My name is Moses Odeke. I'm here joining Shamira Kalan's production.
Yeah, and today we are having Kcca versus Police. Kcca played against Nemo Stars last weekend, and they lost 3-1 in that game. And Police won their game against Sky last weekend 3-1. But I think Kcca is going to be coming in hard because they lost their first game and they'll be looking to get 3 points here today. And of course, Police are a very confident team. They play with the team. They play with some noise. They push themselves. So I think they will also be putting up a fight here today. So what are your predictions today?
Yeah, I think Kcca has come to really get points from this game because they have added in Cosmas. Last weekend he was not in the fixture. They played against Nemo. They went ahead to lose that game. But also Police have brought in Brian. He also didn't feature in that game. They played against Sky. And they have also brought back the setter, Hassan Odongo. So I think it's going to be a tight contest, but we hope for the best.
All right. I think we look forward to having such an exciting game. Please tune in, watch, all of you that are for tuning in. I think we shall be even having in more viewers as time goes on. Yeah, but I think we are going to see Kcca using so many of their players because they have variety of attackers. So at the moment, we can't say which player they are going to be relying on in their play. And then for Police, I think most probably, of course, they will rely so much on their middles, Igune, Opolot John, and at the moment, and Eli as well, the outside attackers. Yeah. But as you can see, the morale and the noise of Police, and I shouldn't forget to mention that we see Brian is also present today. He was not there last weekend when they played against Sky. But we look forward to see what fight Police is going to put here. And let's see which players their teams are choosing to start in this game. Oh, by the way, Sharif, you said, who is Sharif, the setter for Police?
Yes.
Yes, eh?
Yeah, just number 1.
Yeah, he's been a good addition for Police, eh?
Yes.
Since they joined Serie A this season, having come up as the runners-up from Serie B because the champions were Prisons, and they have a game later on against Elion. Yeah, and you have to be there to watch that game after this one because it might be the best game that we may have today. Yes. We see Police has started. Eli.
Yeah, I see Eli has started with John Opolot. Of course, Sharif is the setter. We have Igune there, Devi, and Masava playing middle. And then on the side of Kcca, Naptal Odeke, the setter, is there. We have Owen. We have Ijongat playing middle. We have Mugenyi and Waiswa. Then the opposite, of course, Carlos, starting there, and the libero Nabanje Sharif.
Yeah, I think they are making the same lineup they've been using the previous week. But my question would be, where is their setter, the Sudanese setter? We do not see him around. We did not see him last weekend, Chol. But I see he has been presented, but he's not around physically. So I don't know how that affects the Kcca team, or maybe the setter they're having presently is connecting well the players, so maybe it may not actually be any challenge for them. But I'll look forward to seeing Odeke Vincent get on court because last weekend he proved to be an asset for Kcca because he came on against Nemo and helped them take that set that they actually took. But the game is on, and Kcca has their first service error here.
Yeah, I agree with you, and that is Naptal Odeke with that service error. It is always rare to have a setter serving the net in the opening service, but it is the game.
Yes, and it's also slightly not the best catch there, but you see Carlos comes in hard on that first attack, and yes, it is on in the cross court. Oh, the referee first said it's on, but I think maybe the ball has gone out, because I see he reverses his decision and gives that point to Police. So I think that is 2 points for Police, starting this game very well. But you can see the points they have at the moment are actually errors from Kcca. So having those first 2 errors is not a good sign.
So that's another service error coming in from John Opolot. We all know him as Polo.
Yeah, of Police. And I think both teams are starting a bit shaky here on service. But that one comes on, and we see the setter is starting to use Igune very early in the game. And I mentioned at the start that we are going to see him being used so much in the middle, because he's one of their most aggressive players that they are having.
I agree.
And service again for Police.
This is Igune now serving.
Yes, and he takes that ball to 1. Good dump there from Kcca. Kcca is a bit shaky at the moment. I think they are the first points, but you can see the reception is shaky. But it's just the start. Let's give them the benefit of the doubt. Good pick from Police, and good attack. Is it on? Yes.
Devi there, and the ball is on.
Devi. Good play from him. I think he's starting this game, but last weekend he was not among the starting 6. But when he came on as a substitute, he proved to be lethal against Sky. So I think the coach has decided to give him an opportunity in this game. Good serve. It's almost like a free ball, and it's well picked, and ball goes to the middle, blocked. Free ball again. It's a set to Sharif, and oh my God.
Beautiful play there from Sharif. It is in rare occasion that we get setters have such chances to attack, but once given the opportunity, they really execute it well, and that is a point for Police.
And coaches usually tell their middles that set where you're facing. So if he's seeing a setter there, he really has no option, and he sends that ball back. But
that's an error from Eli. You really don't expect that from a player of his quality. The ball was really good for blocking, but I think he decided to go for an attack, and he hits the ball together with the net.
Yes, and let's look at that reception from Kcca again. In these points that they've served, Kcca has struggled a bit on the reception. But we see Carlos jump serving there. Eli comes in hard, off the hands there. I think he takes advantage of the setter's block and goes hard above it. But we shall also see Eli being used so much in this game, because he's also one of the most crucial players for Police. And he was in Sky last season, but he transferred, and he was still a crucial player for them. But we shall see him more and more in this game. He also goes for the jump serve to Sharif. Good block. Ball goes back again, and this time he decides to go for the dump. But we see John goes hard, and yes, it is a point for Police. I think Police has started quite well.
Yeah, Police is really composed. They have extended their lead now to 4 points. And I must tell you that the strategy of each setter, when you're setting for your attackers, you should know where the block is and where the shortest of the block is. That's why you see Sharif has that opportunity to put the ball out where John is, and Kcca is doing exactly the same thing. They're putting the ball where Sharif is.
Yes, good defense there from Kcca, but it is a free ball again for Police. Not well picked, but there's a backcourt there, and it's an error. It's an error from Devi.
From Devi, yes, that is Devi.
Yes, that's an error from him on the attack, on the backcourt. I think most times when a team is looked at as the bigger team. Like in this case, Kcca is looked at as a bigger team. They find it difficult to be composed in such a game because they know they have to win. So
Yes.
they tend to be on more pressure than this other team, Police, because Police is there as though they have nothing.
And there goes John again, or Polot. Like I said, the setter is always going to put that ball where the other shorter blocker of the opponent side is. And that is what exactly Sharif has done. He has put the ball where the setter Naptal is, and Johnny has hit it very well.
Yes, and that's a good idea from him. I think we are going to see that on both sides often. Service error from Police.
That is Masaba. He has
And
served
that's-
out, and that's an error.
Yes, it's the second service error from Police. Technically, Kcca has just made about 2 points in this game, because if there are 2 service errors from Police, that means Kcca has only made 2 points.
Exactly.
Yes. And that's good pick from Eli. Setter tries to put that backcourt again for Davi, but it's another error from him. And yet he is having John in front court there again with the setter. So I think that is not the best decision in this moment.
That's true. I think he just forgot a little bit, because he was doing it very well the previous 2 points that they made. He would give the ball to Johnny where the setter is, and he does it again.
But now it's
And now it's
blocked
blocked.
because the reception was not the best. But that's
Well,
a
it's
good
still out.
backcourt. They're unable to keep it in play. But I think maybe the reception was a bit shaky there. There's some little bit of service pressure that is coming in from Kcca. But Police is having some of their best attackers on the front court. Igune is on front court in middle, and then they're having John. So just one catch and maybe it could help them. But you can't underestimate the Kcca block as well.
Like you said, Eli is going to be used a lot in this game, and just that Sharif has confirmed by giving him that backward in position 3 there, and he scores it very well.
And I think we are going to see him getting that backcourt so often, even in moments where the team will be struggling. Did you
And that's
see?
a very good set from
Yeah.
Natal. All the 3 blockers have gone with the middleman Ijongat, and Mugenyi just stays with the open net and he executes it very well.
That's a good play from him. I think Mugenyi was in Ndeje University before he joined Kcca.
Yeah.
And he has been a good asset for Kcca, and right now he's the captain of the team. So we shall also see him there a lot. We shall see Carlos, the powerhouse for Kcca. Yeah. Good catch. Yes, and the setter puts that ball in the middle, but it's a dump. Carlos off the block, but there's a net error there from Igune and Davi on the net. So that's a point for Kcca. And we are 9-9 here. Kcca has managed to catch up and push. Do you think we shall see Athere Brian on court today for Police?
I think the coach might need his services at a later stage, although we are not very sure if he's been training with the team. But his addition, of course, he has some experience playing these clubs, and he knows how best these teams play. So I think we shall see him come on.
Yes, the Kcca has, Police has 3 unforced errors so far.
So that's another service error from the same setter of Kcca, who started serving in the net, and he has served this time out.
Yes, and again, service error now from Police. So it is service error after service error. I think both teams have not yet adjusted very well to their service zones. But maybe later on we shall see them adjusting, because both teams have several errors that they have made. We have not seen any hard attack that is really, really scary, except now for that one from Igune.
From Megune, yes.
Yeah.
Back comes on Masaba, and Igune is headed for the service. That was a very good set from Sharif, and of course he has connected again with Igune there, scoring that point. 11-11 is the score.
Yes.
Very good catch from Eli. Good set, and of course that is an error from Eli. He attacks it out. KCCA leading 13-11, and it's the first timeout for Team Police. That's the end of the first timeout for Team Police.
It's an impressive back set there from Sharif, but there's a block touch from Police and they're unable to keep it in play. Isn't Masaba also called Bosco? Masaba. I think I made
You might have
error there.
yes. I think Sharif is trying to bring in Devi into this game really, but every time he tries to give him the ball, he doesn't execute or he makes an error on it. And those are like 3 attempts now.
Good attack from Eli. Is it on? No, it is not. The referee says that ball has gone out, but it's a good attack.
Very good attack there.
It's a good attack from him. And I think it is 15-11 right now. We shall get those scores on your screen in a moment. Yeah, but it is 15-11. 15 for Kcca, 11 for Police. Police started out very well, but the service pressure has increased and the errors are a bit increasing there on the attacks. Yes, and that is what is costing them at the moment. Ball is kept alive. Carlos a bit slow on that one, gives a free ball, and ball goes back to Eli. He is shut down.
Very good break from just number 13. That is Owen. You know, before he joined KCCA, he was in Club OBB, based in Iganga.
Yes, and I think he has also been a good addition there for KCCA. But I would like to know why Nathan Okare, is it Okare? He's outside, and even last weekend he was on the bench. But last season he was the go-to middle player for Sky. Was it Sky? He was in Sky last season,
He was
right?
in Sky, yes.
Yes, he was a good player for them. But I see on KCCA he's
Okay, now
starting out on bench.
Police has made a change. They have brought in the other setter, Odongo Hassan. And straight away, he has made an error. He's on backcourt and he has blocked. So that's a point for KCCA.
Yes, and I think he was also in Sky Volleyball Club last season. Oh, no. He was in Police. Yeah, he was in Police. I think.
Off the hands, there we go. Eli scored a point off the hands of Owen and Carlos.
Yes, but we have not seen Carlos so much yet. I think he's just getting into the game, and because of also the reception not being the best, we have not yet seen him. But maybe later on when he's fired up, we shall see him.
And there goes Waiswa with a very good swing, very good reception, very good set.
18 points for KCCA, 12 for Police. At some point it was 7-3. Police had 7.
So Shamari talked about Brian being introduced in this game, and right there he is. The coach has introduced him in for this game, and he's playing in the opposite position.
I think he's in for the attack as well, to increase the attack pressure on KCCA backcourt, but it is blocked. Ronald is shut down on that one. And I don't think it was the best idea from the setter there. Yes, it's good to set the backcourt and move the blockers, but sometimes you have to just put that ball in 4 or in the middle and see how to move. Good service from Ellie. Backcourt, Carlos. That ball is on court.
It's on court there. I think Johnny was late for the block because he was trying to help in the middle.
Yes, and you can see he left that big gap on the line, and Carlos decides to take advantage. But that's a good attack. Kcca just needs 6 points to take this first set, but it's not over until it's over, as I always say.
Very good block from Owen, and the ball goes right into the backcourt there where there's no one.
That is the third block for Kcca in this set. So yes, they've been making block touches, but that is the kill block. And we see that police is calling the second timeout of this set, maybe to discuss how they can push and catch up, because yesterday we saw so many teams catching up. KVC, Nemo, teams were trying to catch up the points. So it's been a weekend of catch up. So maybe they could do it. We also saw on DJ UCU that the teams were catching up. So we can see police is trying to push themselves. Let's see, can they maybe make a difference in this set? Because I had high hopes that they would actually cause a little bit of trouble for Kcca. They could be a bigger challenge than they are seeming to be. So maybe they're just getting into the game, and they'll see how to.
Yeah, so Kcca are way into the lead in the game, and they are building their confidence. As you can see, most of the things that were failing in the beginning moments of this set are working out, and there goes Brian with the first error. He attacks it out.
Yeah, and I'll mention that police so far has 5 unforced errors in this set. 5. And that is another one from Brian. Good set through the middle this time, but the ball does not cross. And there's a net touch. There's a way he attacked it. I wish we could get a replay on that one and see. Okay. Brian comes in from behind, dumps that ball. A break here, and that's the first set point saved for Kcca. But Kcca has about 10 set points, so many set points, so they can still be calm and relaxed and just.
So this is Ezra. Ezra has been introduced and he has scored on that first attempt. He's serving.
And yes, they get that point and end this first set. It has not been as I expected. I thought there would be more fire from police and actually more fire from Kcca. But considering that Kcca police has 5 unforced errors in this set, and then plus the 2 service losses, those are about 7 free points they've made for Kcca. So I think maybe if they could minimize the errors and come in the second set and be more prepared. Yes, and I don't know, maybe Kcca could make changes, a few changes, because I see even some of their players are back, some players that were not present for the game against Nemo.
You have Cosmas. Cosmas is back. We see him there handling. But I think Kcca may start the same team because now they have built up
bigger challenge. Please stay on for set 2. Opiris, we have to hear you. In your bed.
No.
You commented last night and practicing.
We have.
Yeah, because you know the player. That's what we final.
Oh, you there?
That's it. Ganya to which final can better.
Petronia.
I take believe the phone.
Let's go. Okay, now we are back for the second set, and like I mentioned, KCCA has maintained the first six that started the first set, and on the side of Police, we see Brian has started the second set. Igune is still on, and so is Johnny. Sharif has been brought back. Oli is still there. So we hope for a good second set, and I see the confidence building from KCCA side. We see the libero there trying to motivate his players the more.
Yes, I think maybe Police is bringing Brian to increase the attacking pressure on Kcca. Maybe see how they can split those blocks there and get some good points going. But Kcca starts up here in the middle, and that is an error from the libero, sending that ball out, thinking that it's a free ball, but they send that ball out, and that is an error you would not want to see, especially from your libero.
And there goes Carlos again. I think the setter is starting to connect more with Carlos, and that was a very good set from Natal. And Carlos, of course, the opposite there, executing, and it's 1-1 now.
Yes, but we see Kcca has Andrew on in the middle, and they have Ronald there in 4 and Carlos. So it's a good front court lineup for them at the moment. But you can see that 3-man block is unable to actually shut down and keep the ball that side. So sometimes I don't find reason why you would take a 3-man block. I think sometimes you just need to have 2 blockers there and add 1 person on the defense. It's another error from Kcca. But
And that is Ijongat, number 6 there, the center player.
Yes, but I think the ball was a little bit
low.
He met it too fast on his hand.
Yes.
It was not high enough for him, so he just sends it out. First service error, and that is from
from Johnny. Of course, even in the first set, we saw him make that kind of error.
Service errors from him, actually. He's struggling a little bit there in the service box. And also on the attack, we didn't see so much of him in the first set. He also struggled a bit with the blocks. But that's a good play from Igune. Good touch there through the middle, although it is not kept alive. But it's a good effort because middles, it's very tough to make blocks there in the middle.
Yeah.
Ball is quick. And if you can make a touch, the team has to be able to push and keep it in play. But Police is again having a good start.
That's true. Police leading with 2 points, and very good attack there from Waiso. And the setter gives in again, and it does attack.
It's kept alive again, but it's an error from Sharif. Oh my God, it is such a terrible error that you would not want to make when your team has made such 2 good defenses, great defenses. And I think maybe he also feels terrible about it, as you can see his reaction. Carlos has to dump that one, and yes, he gets that point.
So that is Carlos, and he gets a touch off Brian there, the opposite of Police, and it's 4 points for each team.
Police started well, but you can see those two errors that they've made have brought Kcca back on level. And ball through the middle, and Igune takes it again.
That's Ezra.
It is Ezra this time. Yes, Ezra comes in, and you can see where the blocker jumped from. Owen, right? He jumped a little bit off the ball, and that gave Ezra a good gap to score. Brian is jump serving. Ball is picked. Waiswa one block, but he can only dump that one way above the hands of Sharif. Good play from him. I think for the fact that Elijah is injured, we are going to see a lot of Waiswa. He's injured, but I think he's there today because the coach mentioned last weekend that he was injured. He had some few injuries, and that his goal was not actually to win the league, but to push the team to a certain level, and then maybe they could then push to win the league in the next season, like to get the team to a certain level. So if Elijah is off and injured and all, the go-to player is now Waiswa, and he's fitting in that role very, very well. But that's a service error there from Carlos, and it's the first service error for Kcca.
Yeah, we saw Carlos make the first S there. He served between Eli and Johnny, and of course they collided there. But going for the second serve, he really makes an error and gives Police the point. So it's 6-6.
Yes, and that's a tough serve there. But the ball goes to Carlos. He's blocked. And ball goes to him again. This time he comes in hard and takes advantage of Opolot John on that side. I think he realizes going to Ezra is making it difficult and chooses to go to Opolot.
We are really getting to see a lot from Carlos here, and the setter is building confidence in him. Is giving him the balls, especially when the block of Johnny, Sharif, and of course Ezra are on front court. And that is Johnny there, right?
Yes, good attack from him, and that's how you take advantage of one block. When you're left with one blocker, you need to take advantage and get that score. You can't, not like in the first set where he actually was surprised and blocked by the setter, but this time he manages to go through. Service error from Ezra. There's something about middle players sometimes on their services. I think most cases middle players are just there to attack and defend, and most cases they have trouble with their services, and you can see Ezra has not put that ball on court and handed Police a second service error. But that's a good serve from Owen. Ball goes to John. This time he takes it cross court, very long corner, and there's no one there.
Like I said earlier, the both setters are really watching this block, and they are seeing where the shorter block is, and that is where the setter Sharif there of Police puts the ball for Johnny, where Naptal, the setter of Kcca, is blocking from, and Johnny is very okay scoring it.
Yes, and it's a back set from I am not even going to finish that sentence because that's a very good idea from the setter.
Yes.
The blockers are committing on the middle, and he knows Carlos is there and will give him that point, and he decides to actually send that ball. It's impressive play there from Carlos. He goes high and takes that ball in that space. And it's a block again from Kcca.
Yeah, and that is Mugenyi there combining with Ijongat for that block.
Mugenyi, Ronald.
Yeah.
He's doing, is it Ronald?
Ronald, yes.
Yes. Good set from Sharif. Good play there from Brian. I think that is the type of experience that you were talking about previously, because not every player knows how to go off a 3-man block in men's games, but that's a good play from him.
This is Johnny now at the service box.
Putting it on. Yes, and finally he's able to get that service going. But the back step, and Waiswa is shut down by Igune in the middle. didn't expect that ball to go there, especially having Carlos before.
Yeah.
I think I would have expected that ball to go before, but I think the setter was struggling a little bit and just decided to set that ball there for one, so the block and they are level 10 from Sharif. Ball goes through the middle, but it is out again.
And this is the same player that put the other first ball out, and it's the second time he's doing that. I think he's not really connecting with the setter in terms of the communication and the ball he's taking. That's why he's having difficulties there.
Yes, I think maybe him and the setter need to see how to fix that communication. Ball goes to Carlos. Net error from Kcca. But I don't know why Carlos did not attack that ball, because I feel maybe it was high enough for him to go and have a swing, but he chooses to dump it. And
so here we have the first time out for Team Kcca, and Police is leading with 2 points. I think they need to have a breather and refresh. You can see the coach there talking to the setter. I think he has something to tell him.
First time out. It's an early timeout, by the way. 10-12. It's an early timeout, and it's just a 2-point lead. The coach decides to call a timeout. To see, he's signaling two. I don't know. Do you think he intends to call a double substitution? Do you think it is possible at the moment, because Carlos is on the front court and the setter has just gone in position 1?
Yeah, I think he should be having that in his plan. He should be really having that in his plan.
John is going back to service. We've seen he has not been consistent, but maybe this time he can be consistent, and yes, he is. And that's a little bit tough for Kcca. Free ball. Ball goes to Brian, and yes, he gets that point. I think this is what we were talking about, to bring that attack pressure on Kcca to disturb their blockers. And that's a good set from Sharif, trying to send that ball there. He knows the middle player is going to be late to join on that ball, and that gives the attacker a good advantage to score.
And right there, Kcca have made a substitution. Abdul Hadi has been introduced as the other setter, and Naptal Odeka has been removed.
Yes, and I think, as we had mentioned, the coach had that in plans. Yes, and Kcca is able to take a break there and get that point, and they are now just 2 points behind Police. This is what we always talk about. Police is having the lead here, but Kcca being the team they are, it is unclear whether Police can be able to push. But knowing that they have nothing to lose for this game, maybe they could be able to push and keep the lead and maybe take the win. And Brian comes in high off the hands, but he is blocked by Carlos.
I think there was a communication error between Igune and Eli. Yes. Because that ball really could not have gone astray like that. There should be someone to play it and cover that ball. And you see that the error comes in from Eli, and the ball goes off court, and a score for Kcca. 12-13, Police leading. And there goes Mugenyi with an error, of course, at service. And again, Police maintains its 2-point lead.
Police goes back to that 2-point lead. They are holding on, and I would want them to hold on, because I want to see what challenge they can give Kcca. But that's a good pick from Sharif. There's an error from Police on the net.
Yeah, that is Ezra and Eli combining there to block, but they had an error there. They touched the net, and it's really shaky. You can see it there.
Service for Kcca. They are just 1 point behind.
Good catch from Eli there, and Brian does the job he's been brought to do.
Good attack from him, surely, because I think he has been a good difference for
introduced in this game, and right there he goes and scores that point.
Yes, and I think he's also on for service, for attacking pressure on the opponent because he's an aggressive attacker. So being able to have Cosmas on court and have in the backcourt Carlos is a good thing, and having Owen in the middle. So you're having aggressive attackers and you're chasing 2 points. So maybe that is what the coach is looking at. And that is an error from Brian on attack. The ball does not cross from the backcourt, but the setter is looking for him everywhere. I think we're not seeing Ellie now. We are not seeing Ellie.
We are not seeing Ellie really. The setter is putting so much of the balls to Brian. Good service, Carlos. Good catch.
I think that's an impressive play from Ellie. That long corner tends to have no defense there, and being able to get that point is really good. Impressive play from him, and he goes a little bit high above the hands of the setter, and he's able to get that point. Jump service from Ellie, but that is out, and that's another service error from Police. Allow me to mention that at the moment, Police has 7 errors. That's already more than what they had in the first set. But look at the points that they are having. So I am wondering if they were able to actually not have those errors, and those errors were points, the set would be technically over.
Yeah.
The victory. But they're having 3 service errors and 4 unforced errors on attack. So maybe if they could fix that, because I feel the errors have increased despite the performance improving compared to Kcca, which is having very, very minimal errors.
Very good swing there from Genji Ronald, and off the hands of Sharif and Ezra right there.
Yeah, it's a good attack from him. I think we may see Police calling for a substitution in the next few points, because Kcca has caught up, and these are crucial points where a team needs to see how to get to the end of the set. But that's a service error from Cosmas.
Yes, that's Cosmas there with that error.
And yet he has just come on court. Police is making a substitution.
So we're having Masaba there being introduced to replace Ezra. We all know that he has a good float service right back from his days with Nemo Stars there. And I think that is the strategy the coach has used.
He wants to create service pressure on Kcca so that maybe he disorganizes their attack a little bit and gives his team a defending chance and maybe a chance to take this set, because having that 1 point lead is still an advantage for them because we are in a late game.
Yeah, I think there is a rotation challenge with Kcca. I think the coach is trying to find out from the second ref, and you can see the captain there talking to the first ref.
Kcca is still having that challenge. They are still struggling a little bit. I don't know what the issue is, but let's wait and see what the referees are taking a look at, because you see the captain is there talking to the first referee, and maybe it could be about scores or it could be about substitutions. We are not sure.
And at that point of kind of situation, this is a time where all players really need to remain calm and of course concentrating.
Yes, and the fact that it's in a late game, yeah, it could cause some little bit of lag and disorganization between both teams. and we don't know.
And you can see right there, Carlos is keeping warm, and so is Owen. Also, Cosmas there. We can see police players having a discussion there at the middle of the court.
And there's a discussion between the referees there, the first referee and the second referee. They're trying to discuss. But I feel it could be about scores, because I don't think players could forget their position as soon as they were from serving. They would know I am from service. I think maybe the challenge could be on either scores or maybe the substitutions that were made.
Okay, and we are back.
Issues have been resolved, but we see a backward from Waisa. What a play.
Very brilliant play from Igune there. We expected that ball to be played by the outside player, that is Johnny, but Igune was right beneath it, and he was able to dump it over Cosmas, and he scores the point for Police.
Yes, and you can see Police is edging towards the end of the set, but I always say it's not over until it's over, and getting that ace service on Sharif is also another good push for them.
And you can give the coach credit there for bringing in Masaba for that service, and you don't really expect such an error from level of Sharif's quality.
Yes, and Kcca is now making a substitution.
Very good service.
Kcca has made a substitution, and Odeke Vincent has come. And I want to see if he's going to make the same difference he made last weekend against Nemo Stars.
Yeah, that's true. He was very impressive in that game. And right there, Escobar serves, and it's an error.
He serves out. That's another error from Police. But at least he has done at least 80% of why he had come on court, pushing Police to get to that 20-point mark. If they get one more point here, they have an advantage. They already have an advantage, but that would also motivate them to go. But Kcca is making a substitution.
And this is Nathan. The coach is introducing Nathan for Owen, and he talked about him. I really think he also has a good service. And the coach is really doing that counter-attack for the substitution the Police coach made in terms of service.
Yes, and let's see if he can also make a difference, because they just need 2 points. And yes, it's a tough challenge there on the serve. But that's Brian coming into attack. Setter dumps it, but he's red. Vincent is blocked. A good cover from Elijah, but Carlos makes an error. It is clear that that ball did not cross.
Yeah, that's true. And so Police is at the 21-point mark. You can really see that the ball didn't cross there. If you really watch Brian, how he's playing and communicating with the setter, he's now attacking that ball in position 3, not like in position 1 as we expected him to. And that is an error from Cosmas there.
Yes, Cosmas has made about 2 errors so far. since the time he came in. But 2 errors is quite a lot for a player who did not actually start the set
Yes.
and has come in for a few points.
And there goes Odeke. If Kcca really has to counter this game of police, it has to be through this gentleman here. Is Vincent. He's a versatile player. He can play in the middle. He has a good block, and of course, you see him playing out there as a receiver as well.
And I think they need someone with power, someone who is aggressive in this moment, so that if they get that reception, even if it's not the best, they are able to set that ball out there for that person and get that attack. Carlos, does he get it?
Yes, he does.
Yes, it's on.
So we had there Brian blocking in position 4 together with Igune joining there, but Carlos was able to really get to that ball and score. So it's 20-22 and police gets their timeouts.
Yeah, it's I think the second timeout. Is it?
No, it's one apiece.
It's the first timeout for police. They have not called a timeout. Surprising. I think they've had a good run. They started well. But these are challenging points. These are actually the most difficult points for both the players and the coaches, because you want to keep your opponent at where they are so that either you catch up or you take that set. So police needs to see who can give them this set. And for me, I think they need to use Brian there because he's come on the front court and they have Igune as well. So they need to go to those 2 options and see if they can get this set. But for Kcca, I think right now having Odeke Vincent on front court and having Carlos, I think that is also an advantage for them. So let's just see who can take this set. And it's a good serve, good catch. Ball goes to Brian, and yes, he gets the point.
Yeah, that's true. So Brian gets the score off the block and of course to the court there. It goes really high and Sharif trying to play it, but it goes off and it's a score for police. So you have Johnny at the service box.
Yes, he was able to serve on in the previous points and he is able to serve on this time again. Carlos goes hard. He's blocked by Igune. Vincent picks, ball goes behind to Brian. Yes, he gets the point. And I think this is what police has been looking for. And that's the first set point for them. And again, the middle player is a bit late on that block and Brian takes it on his side. We saw it that in the set earlier on.
So it's a second timeout for Kcca. And we already talked about Brian really being a game changer in this second set, and you can see that all the balls the setter has given to him, he has really been able to get a point out of it.
Yes, and surely he is their go-to player to finish this set for them. And if they are able to make that block and defend, they have a chance. But also if Kcca is able to break now and get into that service box, having Vincent get into that service box and maybe give them his jump service, maybe it could also be a threat for police and allow Kcca to catch up somehow. But John is serving. Good serve. Tough play. Does Vincent get it? Yes, he does. And Brian comes in. This time he doesn't get it. Through the backcourt, blocked. Carlos comes in hard and he gives Kcca that break that they are looking for.
Yeah, so Odeke goes to the serving box and he has that jump service, and I hope he really goes for it. Sometimes he goes for the floater as well. And this is a point where we need to have the setters make the decisions which are really onto their best.
He has gone for the floater. I think he decided to go save, and that is a good block there from Elijah, and actually all Cosmas on that block.
So again, Sharif, entrusts Brian with that good set, and we had the Cosmas blocking him. He blocked the ball back to him.
I think now if Ellie is on the front court, maybe the setter could just give him that ball and see, because before we even finish that sentence, it's an ace service from Vincent, and
this is a player we have been talking about, Ellie. We expected the good reception from him, and there is the error of Ellie.
Yes, and that's a second time out for Police. They just need 1 point. But like I said, when Kcca gets someone in the service box, that person being Vincent, it has given them that push. So it's up to Police to see who can give them that point and to be able to receive and get it. And Kcca has a good chance here.
Yeah.
They have a good chance.
Yeah, at some point in this game it was 24-21, and like you always said, it's not over until it's over. Here are the scores at 23-24.
Yes.
And Vincent is still serving.
It's not over until it's over. But Police could push and get the set surely. And it's an error from Vincent, and he just hands it to them.
Yeah, if you looked at the way the Police reception had set up, Ellie had been pushed inside and the libero was covering his position as well to receive there, but an error from Vincent there sent the ball out, and it's 1 set apiece.
Yes, and we are looking forward to the third set. Police has now become the Police that I know, the Police that is aggressive and pushes. Doesn't matter which team they are playing, and they are bringing in that challenge against Kcca. But I've not seen Kcca, despite having won that first set. Yes, they've tried to catch up this set. I have not yet seen Kcca's middles attacking balls. I've not yet seen people in power attacking. I've seen Carlos attacking. I've not seen the power attackers actually maybe attacking that hard. So they need to get their attack going, and they need to work on their block defense. That's how they maybe will be able to take this game. But it's good play from Police, and I look forward to see what they can do in the third set. Who is going to take this set? Can Police push and maybe take it, or do you think Kcca will be able to get this one?
So we really want to see how the technical team of these two sides come back with the lineups, because from the changes they have made, we have really seen that Kcca made that change for Cosmas, but he already made errors for the team, and I think he's struggling a bit. He's really trying to push himself, but he's struggling a bit. And also in that very set they have lost there, we didn't see a lot of Carlos. And I give credit, I think, to the coach of Police for bringing in Brian. He has really been an asset in that set there they have just won. So we really hope that the coach brings him back for the third set.
Yes, and let's wait and see if there's been any changes for the Kcca side.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we are back for the third set, and it is 1 for Police and 1 set for Kcca. And looking at the lineups, the Team Police have not had any changes. We see Brian is still on, and so is Sharif, the setter there, John Pro. We have Ellie Igune and Ezra playing in the middle there. So Kcca is serving, and this is Abdul Hadi.
You've noticed that change that Kcca has made of starting Elijah this set.
Yes.
So let's see. Maybe they could make a difference. A good catch from the libero. The setter again starts us in the middle in Igune, and despite having those two blockers there, he gets that point.
Yeah, we see Igune there. He attacks really a quick ball, and Owen is tall, and it's very easy for him to really get the ball off his hands. And there, they have the score. And this is John with that service error. I think we have seen really a lot from him in terms of service errors. Starting from there.
That is the third service error from John in these 3 sets. The previous set he had only 1 error, but the first set he had 1 as well, and now this set as well he has another. Good effort from Sharif to keep that ball alive. Good play from Eli, smart play. And I want to question why Carlos chose not to jump on that ball. Surely he should have been able to block it.
If he had really tried to put his hands there, maybe the setter could have positioned himself well to a cover position, but since there was no block, he had to stay put there, and the ball just goes and lands on court.
Good attack from Carlos. Again, same error from the blockers, leaving that space and being late and leaving that space on the line gives Carlos a chance, and he comes in very quick. It's almost above the hands because Eli is late on that block.
So Owen is serving for Kcca. Good catch from Eli there.
It's the same thing that has happened again, and he has taken that ball there. I think maybe the defenders in 6 need to be able to watch out because it's not coming in hard or fast. He's just driving it there.
He's really driving into the space there. And I think it's hard for the cover because there is no block to direct that ball. And there goes Carlos again. Off the hands of Eli and Ezra. And he scores.
You see that Nathan is now on for Kcca.
Yes.
I was going to mention it's a good thing he's on. They needed to make that difference in the middle and maybe have him on so that he can improve their attack maybe. So it is good that they are having him on, and Andrew is off at the moment because he's quite a fast attacker. And he can make a good difference for them, and he's also experienced in that position and has the service, so he's a good addition at the moment.
So Eli goes for the jump service, and it's an error from him there. He serves it out.
Eli has so many errors on that jump service. I think if he has only put like 1 jump service on court since the whole match began. So I would imagine those are about like 4 service errors from him or more. And
so it's really error after error here, and that is Waiswa. He wanted to serve that ball straight from his view there, direct to position 1, but he ends up putting it in the net. Ezra with the service here. Good catch from Cosmas. Here goes Carlos, and off the hands of Johnny and Igune there. So we can really see that both setters of Kcca are trying to keep Carlos in this game. They're engaging him in all aspects of his rotation.
Yes, but I think since Brian came on, John, we have not seen so much of John, and now he is struggling to score on the front court. I think at the moment he's now just on for service and reception, and defense, because attack is not moving so well for him. ace service from Nathan, and I have just mentioned that he's there and he's a good server. So that's a good point from him. Very good service.
He really has a good flat service, and you can see when he contacts that ball, it goes deep between Ellie and towards Johnny there.
And good serve again, but John handles that well.
Yeah, very good play from Sharif there.
Sharif decides to end it quickly and get Nathan out of the service box because his service pressure is a challenge for Police. But Kcca has the lead of this set, and they've started better than they've been starting the two previous sets. But Sharif is on for service. It's a good serve from him, but Elijah takes that one well. Jumps to attack. Eddie comes in hard. Well picked. Dump again, and there's a net foul there from the setter on the side of Kcca.
Yeah, that was a very good defensive play from Sharif, the libero there, but the ball went so over the net, and of course Brian blocked it, forcing the error from the setter there, Hadi Abdul. Kcca leading 8-7 in this third set. Abdul had at the service box. Good attack there from Brian, and he forces the error of Owen there and Elijah on the net. Right on time, that is Owen. Good set from Abdul there to Owen.
Do you see for Kcca, the setters are connecting more. Okay, Abdul is connecting so much with the middles, but then the other setter connects more with the
outside players.
attackers.
Yes,
So
that is
it's the
true.
challenge. But I think it's better to have a setter connecting more with the middles, because outside, as long as the ball is high enough and reaching where the attacker is, maybe it is okay for the attacker to play.
But I think Kcca really need to bring more of their center players into this game, because as you just witnessed, the Owen has scored off Igune's block, and that's an error there.
Service errors. Third service error for Police in just this early game.
Owen at the service box. Very good attack there from Brian. You can see that Ricewa didn't block. He moved away from the position of that ball there. He left it for only Nathan. And Brian is able to capitalize on that space, and he scores for Police.
Good serve from Brian. Goes for the float. Carlos comes in hard. Good touch from Ellie, but then there's a net fault there. So really they can't keep the ball in play.
Yeah, but if you look at the setter Abdul had there, he's trying to incorporate this the middle and outside, basically position 2 there and 1. He's really keeping Carlos there in the game.
It's a dump. Ball is kept alive, but not for long. They are unable to play it again.
So like I talked about Brian changing his position of attack there. That was a ball in position 3 there. Very good play from Carlos there. The setter is really keeping Carlos in this game, and is really becoming one of the players he's getting to use so often. What are these from?
Service. Opolot is finally, I was about to say he's finally able to get that point, but he attacks and gets the antenna. Good attack from John. It's a nice play from him.
You're really seeing the libero Nabanja Sharif there trying to put in some effort in the defense.
Yes, and the game is starting to get on fire. We are now seeing attackers are attacking hard on both sides. But that's a good catch from Elijah. And good play from him. He's doing the same thing that Eli was doing to Kcca earlier on. I don't know why the cover in 6 is not moving to touch that ball, because it doesn't come as a hard attack really, and the person on the line cannot move in to play that ball because it's going a bit far behind. So the players in 6 need to play. And now Nathan is back in service, but Eli manages to handle that a little bit well. Brian is blocked in the middle.
Yeah, I think the setter really had no option. He couldn't, by fact that the ball was received going backwards to position 2 there. You only had Brian there to rely on, but Kcca had set up their block in the middle so well, and Cosmas was able to block it down there. So.
Kcca is moving very fast this set. They have a 3-point lead now, but John takes it that back to 2. Oh, good effort from him. That ball was a little bit out.
Yeah.
Manages to bring it back on court.
So Sharif has gone to serve. Good service from him there.
Good attack from Owen in the middle. And Igune was a bit late on that one. Late to jump on the block.
Yeah, and you can see that all the balls that happen to Owen, when Igune is in that position to block, is late either to jump or he doesn't touch at all. The ball just goes to the space.
That is the connection that Kcca was looking for in the middle. But then Igune says tit for tat, and he wires back a ball, and Owen is also unable to stop him.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a great one for these two, Owen and Igune, because when you attack me, I have to attack you. When you block me, I have to block you. So we are looking for that. Hey, Carlos.
That is what you expect from Carlos. Comes in with that much power. Despite the block being there, he manages to squeeze through and attack that ball very deep in the court.
So Cosmas goes for the jump service. Eli with that attack there and off the hands of Carlos.
That's a smart play from him. He tries to go on that outside block and force Carlos to send that ball out. But we are going in with a 2 points lead here. Kcca gets that point, that 3 point lead, then they go back to 2. Then Police tries to catch up, but now it's just 1. these are now crucial points. As when you get to the 15s and above, the game gets tight. And being able to move with your opponent like that, it gives a challenge for both teams. Kcca calls the first timeout for this set. I think the coach really needs to talk about that lead is disappearing very quickly, and police is firing up. I think also this timeout is an advantage for police to see how to get that point and catch up and see how to move. Yes, but maybe Kcca is hoping to counter and get back in the lead.
Yes, I think looking at that attack era from Carlos, from the way he has been fired up and from the moments all the balls that have been given to him, he has scored out of them. The coach is really looking at him as one person who should not be making such an error. But of course, the setter I think still has hope in him, and we shall really see most of these balls going to Carlos since he's still on front court. We have Waiswa there also on front court and Owen as well.
Good serve from Igune. Carlos comes in hard, but that's a good touch on the block. This time ball goes to Brian, and yes, police is able to catch up. That's a nice spike there from Brian. The block is there, but it doesn't go very hard on that ball, and he takes advantage of that gap between Owen and Waiswa. They had a little bit of space between the block, and he wires that ball and gets that point.
Good
serve again from Iguna. This time ball goes to Owen, and yes, he makes that point.
Yeah, you really talked about the connection that this setter is having with his center players, and we are really seeing the results that are coming out. Owen is having very good attacks there, and the center players of police are failing to stop him. I really want to see how he connects with Nathan as well, because he has really done a good job with Owen there. So we are seeing Vincent here being introduced for Waiswa.
And I think that is also another game changer that the coach is looking for. He's now looking for a block and a hard attacker to push the police defense. You see that block touch that Vincent is making. Yes, and still again, the block is well placed to give cover a chance to defend. So I would still not say that is a fault of the block, because you can see the connection between Nathan and Vincent on that block. It's quite good. But also credit to the attacker, because he reads that block well and sees that the diagonal is closed and chooses to go on the line. And police has made the substitution of the setters there. Good pick. Vincent comes in on the line. Again, it's almost like tit for tat, because now Brian attacks on the line and now Vincent comes in again on the line. But he is making that difference, and Kcca is back in the lead.
Yeah, I think you could say that the coach of police brought this other setter because he's taller and his block is kind of tall, but you see him right there with that very good set to Ezra, and he finds the center player of Kcca, that is Nathan, flat-footed there, and he scores for police. We are having 19 points for each.
Yes, but credit to Ellie for such a nice reception in that moment to allow Ezra to go on the attack in the middle. Service error again from Eddie. Ellie has had the most service errors, by the way, on both sides, Kcca and police. He has had the most service errors, and he insists to go on with that jump service.
Jump service, yeah.
Time John tries to go on the line, but that ball is out. He turns so much on the outside, and Kcca now moves again back to the 2-point lead.
I think the ball was really too fast. He was trying to meet it, but he was late. And this is Vincent with the service.
It's another error from Police, and these are crucial points for your team to be making such many errors in this moment. It's not something you'd want to see, especially when you feel that you had caught up and had the chance to get the set, and now you're back to chasing 3 points in a late game. It is
And
a
immediately
tough
the
challenge.
coach has subbed the first setter, that is Sharif, back on. And he gives a very good set to Johnny there, who has been able to score that point for Police. Well, I think players that are really outside, that's why our coaches really tell us to keep warm, because when you come on to play, the coach expects a lot from you, and the momentum in the game is not the same momentum out there, so you should be able to put up a good fight when you get in there.
Yes, and we see John takes Kcca to the 20s and just 2 points behind. But Elijah says we need to get this set, and he gets that point. I want to see if Kcca, being an experienced team, if they are able to get these 2 points before Police gets to 22 points. I would like to see if they'd be able to do that. And having Nathan in service maybe is an advantage for them. But here is a double substitution being called for Kcca.
Yeah, we can see that Gwenny has been brought as the opposite.
Yes, and I think coach is doing that because he wants a block on the front court and having the setter on the back court, so that his front set defense is improved.
Yeah, and we have Naptal also back, the other setter.
A good pick from John. Sharif is a little too strong on that one, and he's able to get that point.
Yeah.
I think that was not the best way to handle that from Kcca. There was a net touch there from Owen. And the substitution is reversed immediately.
Yeah, I think the aim was actually to create that block positioning, and I think it has not worked. The coach had to really do the double sub again. And here comes back Hardy, the setter. We have Cosmas on front court together with Owen.
Police is serving. They have a chance to catch up here. Good serve. It's a good pick ball in the middle. Ball goes to Brian and gets that point. And you see what I was talking about. Police, Kcca has failed to actually get those 2 points, and Police has made 3 points in a row to be able to get to almost catch up there. And they're just 1 point behind. And you can get it. The momentum is good, but Sharif just hands Kcca a set point with a service error.
Yes, and you could see the setup of the Police block there, and of course the people at the cover. They're aiming to serve exactly position 5 where Cosmas was standing there. They believe he's struggling in terms of reception, and straight Sharif goes and serves in the net.
But I feel Cosmas has not struggled so much on reception. Yes, he's struggled a little bit, but not so much. And I think in that moment, if he were to receive that ball, maybe it would have been a good reception. But Brian gets that ball through the block. It's well placed, but there's just too much power on it, and he's able to go through on those fingers. Good attack from him.
Yeah, you can really see that Brian is enjoying himself there. He attacks, he scores, and he smiles a bit.
Yes, I think he's enjoying the fact that he's making those points and doing his role. But Owen gives us that thunderous spike in this moment to end the third set here. And Kcca goes 2-1 against Police. It's an impressive play there from him to finish the set. That's how you want to end the set and make a statement. Yes, but we are looking forward to set 4 to see if police can take us to the decider. Would they be able to do that? I believe they can because they've taken the other set. They took one set. Do you think they can push and take us to the final sets?
I think they are capable of winning the 4th set and take us to decisive. There are just a small bit of the errors they made in this set there that costed them that set. But you remember very well they have been moving with Kcca in terms of points there up to I think when it reached 18 there, and I think the setter got into some kind of poor decision making there, and when the other setter was also introduced, you saw the errors he made there. So I believe if police maintains that chase they have been having on the scores, they can really push Kcca to the edge there. But of course, looking at Kcca's side, I give credit to the setter there. He has been able to connect so much with Owen. Though I've not seen a lot with Nathan, like you saw there, the last point there, he connected very well to Owen and he was able to stamp it there.
Yes. Yeah. And someone here in the comments, Nathan Emong, is asking for a player profile of Kcca shirt 13, and that is Owen. So maybe you could indulge him and give him that profile.
Yeah, I don't really have a lot about Owen, but what I know is he has been a young player at OBB there, that club based in Iganga. He has just by the time he was playing for OBB right there, he was still in school, and I'm very sure he has finished school. And the time he signed for Kcca, of course, we all know that OBB was no more in the league, and we believe this is good enough for him. He is now in a club which is pushing for results, and of course they're enlisted among the teams that could be in the playoffs this season.
Yes, and the set 4 is underway here. Would like to see, are there any changes? But I don't see any changes on the side of police. They maintain the same players. I'm thinking Kcca is also going to maintain the players that they used in the previous set.
So we are back for set number 4, and as it stands, if Kcca goes ahead to win this set, they will be taking home the 3 points. But like we have been discussing here, that police can put up a resistance and push us to the decider. But no changes for both sides. We start the way we ended. Sharif with a service there.
Good attack there from Elijah Cosmas. I think that is the first. I want to use the word thunderous because it's just stuck on my tongue. Good spike there from him. It's really, really a good one. And let's, if you look at Kcca, towards the end of the other set, we had Vincent on for Waiswa, but we see Waiswa is starting this set again as he started the previous set. And he struggled a little bit in the third set.
Yeah.
But we are seeing him here. Maybe he could work on those errors and get back in his game. Good attack through the middle, but the blocks are two. Miscommunication there from the setter Sharif and Igune on that ball.
Yeah, that was really a ball so high not to land, because the setter is there. Why
Yes,
did
and
he
I think
set
it should
that
have been
ball?
the setter to set that ball, because you can see the middle player is moving to attack, waiting for the setter to set, but the setter does not actually set. Service error from Elijah on Kcca. Igune to serve. Good pick there from Elijah. Good attack from Carlos. Cross court in the long corner. That's an impressive play from him again, because there is no cover there. And looking at how the block was placed, he goes very hard on the diagonal and gets that point.
Yeah, I think Carlos and Brian of Police, they're really having a game of their time here, because all the balls they have really gotten, they have been able to utilize them, and they are converting all these balls. And there goes Carlos again, and what a spike from Carlos there. I was just talking about this gentleman, the impact he's having in this KCCS side, and you can see right there the setter has no option but to give him, and he really scores it.
Yes, but you can see the block almost closes off the line, but in that small gap, Carlos still finds a way to get that ball on the line and get that point. And there's no way the libero would have been able to get that ball, because surely the line is almost fully closed. Free ball, and ball goes to Carlos again. I feel like he is fired up so much, and it seems like he just wants to end this game and get those 3 points.
Yeah, you could really see the blocks were going high, and Carlos is able to utilize those hands, and the ball lands on court, drawing the first time out for Team Police.
Yes, it's a very early timeout for Police, really, because the set has just begun and they've called such an early timeout. Kcca seems to be on fire to take 3 points away from here. I think they want to prove that maybe that set that Police has taken was just something that they didn't want, and something just out of their way they wanted to play today. But you can see it's just 5 points for Kcca and 2 for Police, but Police has already called a timeout. Do you think it is going to make a difference for them in this set?
No, I really wouldn't want to say, but anything can really go bad or good on their side, but it is too early for a timeout. Maybe the coach has something really which he needs to communicate very urgently to his players, and that's why he has called for that timeout there.
Yes, but Kcca, Police is able to reduce that gap to 2. It's early play, surely. That timeout was a bit unnecessary. And you see Brian is able to rip through the block there and get that point from the backcourt. Yes, there's that gap between Nathan and Waiswa, and he takes advantage of it and gets the point.
So here is Carlos again with that powerful attack off the hands of Eli and Ezra, but he forces an error of netting from them. And like you said, this gentleman Carlos here is really fired up, and he's telling his teammates, let's get this done.
Yes, I think Carlos does not wish to see his team going in for a decider, because having lost to Nemo last weekend, they need to get points, and they need 3 points to get an advantage for themselves, because they've not won a single game they've not won a game yet, and they've played 1 game. So this would be a chance for them to get 3 points.
I agree.
Good service from Carlos, but it is out according to the referee. I thought I saw that ball on. Yes, it is a bit far, but I thought that ball was right
Really?
in the corner.
Yeah, from the reaction of the players there, you
Let's
could really
see that
tell that this
replay.
ball is
I think that
looking
ball
like
was
it's
on. It's an ace service from Police, and we are seeing them catching up here. Since calling the first time out, they've now caught up, and it is just 6-6. I think.
Yeah, that is a reception error from Cosmas. And you know, Cosmas is one of the players that Kcca is really relying on to receive. And you can see the libero trying to tell him that you need to receive, you need to get this set done.
Yes, and Eli sends a jump service again, and that is another service error. He gets in one, he gets one out, or sometimes it's just one out. So he has really made several service errors here. And maybe he needs to correct them through attack. But since Brian came on in the game, we are seeing Brian is playing more and more and getting those balls from the setters. And again, that backcourt goes to Brian rather than the ball going to John in 4. But it's an error from him, and that ball was not even touched by the block.
Yeah, and you can really see that Sharif didn't look at this block very well because the setter of Kcca is on front court, and he decided to put that ball for Brian there in the backcourt. And he does put it out now. It's picked by Waiswa here. And Sharif plays it over. And there goes Ezra.
Kcca is Police is catching up here. But Elijah again takes us back to a 2-point lead for Kcca. The set is just going to and fro. Sometimes Police is in control, sometimes Kcca is in control. But you can see that's a good attack there from Elijah. He knows he is having the setter on the block and decides to take advantage of it and try to go towards the line and gets that ball through to 6. Good service from Nathan again. Ball goes to Brian, and yes, he is through. But I feel he's attacking a little bit too much on the belt. The ball is going over, but it's touching the top part of the belt so much. And I think that is what is disrupting the blockers of Kcca, because you can see Elijah is completely on top of that ball, but that touch on the net disrupts his play.
Yes, and that is Carlos. Of course, is now the powerhouse of this team in yellow and black, and that is Kcca. And he hits the ball off the hands. I'm not sure if it's the hands of Brian, but let's look at it at this angle here.
I think it seems to be off on his head a little bit and the arm.
And the arm, yes. And you can see him go off there.
Yes, but I think he's okay and he's back to play. I think John did not expect that ball to come to him, but he manages to find a way to send it and gets that point for his team.
So Kcca 10, Police 9, and Johnny is at the service line. Owen front court, Carlos front court, and of course Elijah. Yes, and that is Brian there. Like you mentioned, he is really hitting the ball towards the belt, and it is very hard for a block to really time it that much.
Yes, I think that slight touch of the ball on the belt makes it difficult for them. But Carlos comes in and gets that attack in, and Kcca gets back in the lead.
Yeah, you could really see that Team Police has come with a strategy. They are serving Elijah, and now he's here at the serving line.
I think they are going after him so that they can maybe disrupt his attack and maybe kill off one attacker and see how to deal with the rest of the attackers. But that's an impressive spike through the middle from Igune. And I've been mentioning that Igune is one of those crucial players for Team Police. And they're using him so much. But that is a service error from him. You make an erase.
Yeah, these two are really having a go at each other, Igune and Owen. Every time Igune scores, the setter of Kcca also wants to confirm that ball for Owen, but now he's behind at the serving line.
Yes, and he's also made a service error there. Tit for tat has just gone way too far this time, but that's an error, and we are tied again. I think I'm going to take back my words and say that Police has a chance to win this set. The way they started, I thought maybe they would not be able to push, but now us being tied to 12-12, I think that's a good play from them. And Carlos is blocked there. The setter sends the ball to Waiswa. Ball is kept alive. And that is Eli. He gets that block in the corner.
Yes.
But what the cover format that I've seen there, I think there was a miscommunication from Sharif and Elijah there on who to cover position 5 and who to go to 6. So that is why maybe the ball landed there.
Yeah, and you can see how the Police blocker set up their defense and screen there.
I think they're now going to
And this is Brian at the service line. Yes, and he does the same thing.
Good effort. It's a free ball. Ball goes to Carlos. It's a 1v1 block there, and Carlos shatters that ball. You could almost think he has put some cracks there in the ground. The way the movement to go and attack that ball, you could see that he intended to put so much power on it, and indeed he does. Kcca is also lining up their screen to go after Eli.
Yeah.
And they do, but that ball goes to John. Nathan jumps with the middle, but still survives on that one. And Elijah comes in through the pipe, but is unable to play that ball on court. I think maybe the setter needs to try and use his front court more at the moment, because Elijah has not been so effective on the back court. I think if you have Carlos behind, you have to give him that ball and maybe give the other attackers on the front court and let Elijah be there for reception. Struggles with that one a bit, but Carlos sends that ball out. I think he goes high to get the hands.
Yeah, and he's very lucky there. He has got the hands there, and yes, there is a slight touch there of Johnny and Ezra, and that is just to give him assurance that he has scored this point.
Yes, and the referee actually gives them that point. So yes, there was a touch there of the hands. Good service again, going after Eli, and that is an attack on. Yes, it is. It seemed out from here.
Yes.
I don't know why the referee thinks.
I think there was a touch on Carlos. Let's see here.
Oh, there's a touch on Carlos. Yes, there's a touch on Carlos there.
Yeah.
Again, the service is now going to position 1. Police is aiming to serve in position 1. They do not care who is there, but this time ball just goes to the libero. And Elijah comes in from the front court. There's a net touch there from Police.
If you just realize that Police made a substitution earlier on, they removed the Sharif and brought in Hassan Odongo there, the setter. I think he's taller, and the coach believes he can try to touch those balls and, of course, retrieve from the cover. 15 apiece.
Nathan, good service from him. Again, they're going after the receiver attacker in 4. And that is a good block. Good block at a crucial moment
now
for Kcca to get that lead.
Yes, this is what we were talking about earlier. Eli has not been attacking this backwards, and Hassan has just given him one ball, and he has been blocked.
Yes, I don't know, maybe the setters sometimes are in their head a lot, and that they forget who is making points for them. So in that moment, I feel if you're trying to give a backcourt in one, give it to Brian because he has been scoring for you, or don't put a backcourt at all. And I saw it again with Kcca side as well. Sometimes there's just something that happens to the setters, and they forget. So maybe, what do you think?
No, I really believe each setter has his playing strategy, and wow, very good work from Brian there. And it is Carlos who has just been attacking the ball, and he switched. You can see from the block there how he switched to go back to block in position 4.
Yes, it was a good decision there between Brian and John, to send back Brian in 4, and he makes that good block. And he's enjoying himself, enjoying the game. But Elijah says, I pay back for my teammate, and attacks that ball very hard in 5. And he gets that point again. But it's a good attack from him. He has 1 block, and that is how you play against a block when you're 1v1.
Wow.
Oh, it's an error there from the setter. And Kcca is back in the lead.
Yeah, and I think the setter is trying to really keep Brian in this game because they believe he is the only man right now trying to score his points for them. And versus the error of the setter Hassan there, and Kcca should be in the lead here. Yes. Good defense there from Hadi and Sharif. And first,
we are now tied to 18-18. That is an error there from Kcca on the net there. There was a net touch. I think they are going hard on their block to try and kill that ball, but they are making an error and touching the net.
So we go back to the same strategy, and they are all serving to position 1, and this is Elijah receiving.
But that's a block out. Good.
Oh, and this is surprising because the referee has called a carry on the setter, that is Abdul Hadi, and he's trying to really talk to him about it. But from my view, I think it really went down so low, and that was a carry.
Yes, and I'm now starting to think that maybe we could have a 5th set here because Police has taken the lead this set. And I think the game is getting very tough, but it's not over until it's over. Kcca could still take this set and get away with 3 points because I think they need to get those 3 points. Police already has 3 points from their game that they played last weekend. So if they take a point away from Kcca here, it will not be something that Kcca really wants to have. And Carlos gives them a break there and takes them back to level with Police. But I think they need to push and take the lead here for them to take the set. And you can see that substitution for Odeke Vincent coming in and Waiswa coming out. And he's coming in on the front court. So look at that front court that the setter is having Odeke there and Carlos. That is having a whole powerhouse on the front court. So I hope he can be able to see how to use them.
This is Cosmas with the service error, and we are talking about the strategy of having 3 attackers on front court there with, of course, the versatile Vincent being introduced there. So Police is in the lead, and they are going to do exactly the same thing of serving to position 1 where Cosmas is. And good strategy there, timeout called by Team Kcca.
Yes, and Police having the lead right now in these crucial points. I think it is something Kcca needs to look at because they've been having the lead in the previous points, and now Kcca Police has finally caught up, and they've caught up in crucial time, and right now they seem to be fired up to get that point and see how to maybe go to the 5th set and look at chances of getting a victory. But it's just 1 point, and Kcca could still also take the lead. And we see that Police is focusing so much on serving position 1. They do not care who is there, whether it's the libero, whether it is it is Cosmas there, whether it is Waiswa. So they are trying to put that service pressure there and limit the setter's attacking options. But this time it's a good pick from Cosmas, and a ball is pounded there by.
So the referee has called a foul on the setter. I think the ball was crossing and he gets it from the opponent side.
From our view, I feel that ball was, the setter was authorized to play that ball because it did not go over. I think he's just high above the belt, but not on the other side. But Vincent is able to get that point and give Kcca the side out and put them back in that 1 point opportunity, because catching up 2 points right now in this late game is very tough, or 3. So them being behind by 1 is good, and I see they are bringing in a server.
So this is Ijongat being introduced for Owen. He has also a good service and some defense as well at the backcourt there. So it is very, very important for whatever decision the coaches take right now, because it's late game and any decision made on court.
Yeah, good play there from Ezra through the middle. I think Police has a better chance to go to decisive here to take us to the 5th set. Look at that good play there through the middle. And now they are back to serving in position 1, but we see Sharif is there in the reception position. And the setter being in position 5, it could be tough. So they make a good touch, but he sends that ball out for Vincent. And ball now goes to Carlos. He can only send a free ball. Chance for Police, and they take it.
Now that is a very good set from Nadon Hassan to Eli, who gets the ball off the hands of Carlos and Nathan there to increase the lead for Police here to 23-20.
And that is giving Police a chance to get the set. When you have 2 sets, you have that point, and Kcca has that 1 point, but it's not over until it's over, I always mention. So if they get a serving chance here, they could still take the set. Do they get it? Not yet. Carlos is coming in again, and this time he gets that point.
Yeah, I think in this set it has been Carlos. I've not seen a lot of the middle, because Owen has not really attacked balls and Nathan has not attacked balls either.
We have not actually seen Nathan, even in the previous set, we have not seen him attacking balls through the middle. Do they get, yes, and it is set point for Police. They're just 1 point away from getting that. Good attack from them. A little bit of a struggle on the touch there, but good effort on the block for Kcca to make that touch. But this is what I always say, you do not give your opponent a chance. And Kcca has given Police a chance, and they've taken it. And we see now Escobar is coming on to serve, and we saw what service pressure he put on Kcca earlier in that set. So let's see. They just need 1 point, and I think maybe his service could be an advantage. And yes, it is a good one. Setter forces that ball to Carlos, and he wires it cross court. Very good play from him. Good decision from the setter to force that ball behind, because he knows who is giving him points in this moment.
Now you could see from our view here that the person who is covering position 1 is actually Gune, who is a center player, and he doesn't really cover that position. I don't know how the communication was, and I saw Brian in position 6.
I think that was a decision they made to have Brian playing 6, because Brian has always been a receiver attacker. So I think maybe he covers position 6 better, and there's usually not a big difference between covering position 5 and position 4. It's usually just similar. So maybe that's why Igune had to go that side. Vincent is serving. and we saw him try to do some service pressure against Police in the previous set. It's an error from the setter, and we are going to 5 sets here. Police has proved that they cannot just go home without nothing. So, and they've taken us to the 5th set here. And now it's just hanging there, because usually the team that pushes to get that 4th set tends to have an advantage in the 5th set.
Yeah, that's true. Now, looking at the last play there from the setter, you really don't expect him to have such a, I don't know what term to use, but that was really not expected of him, because the defense was really doing its part. Odeke picked that ball very well. We expected him to compose himself and set that ball to the position that is, of course, in 4, where we had a attacker. So something really didn't work out there for him, and of course that fault there that was called against him.
Yes, and now we are going to go in for a short set, 15 points in the 5th set, and I'm just anxious to see who is going to take the 2 points away from here. Yes, and we are back for set 5. I'm looking forward to see who is going to take this set away. It's a short set, first on 8, and we are switching sides. But I want to see what strategies both teams are having, because I don't see any changes in the players. Same players have been brought on court. And I want to see. You can see Kcca has just made a change. Waiso is off. And we are seeing Mugenyi, right?
Yes.
On court.
Yeah, that's Ronaldo on court. Maybe the coach has his own strategy, because Mugenyi also has some bit of a good swing and the catch.
Yes, I think. Let's see what is the strategy for Kcca. But that's a first good serve there, and Igune just starts us off with that furious spike there through the middle. And that's a good set there from Sharif. Good connection. And Owen is just caught a little bit off guard on that one.
Yeah, I think that was a very, very soft service from Abdul there. I know when the service is soft, it's very easy for the other opponent team to do anything they want with that ball. They can receive using the tips, they can dig, and the setter is very, very comfortable making any decisions he wants, and that is why we've seen just that first set go to the middle there.
Yes, and again, police is going after the players in position 1 on that reception, but Elijah comes in hard from position 2. Good attack from him, and it is 1-1. Elijah has had some difficult time in service box, but this is a short set. I want to see what he's going to do in that service box, because he's able to avoid an error. Yes, and he floats that ball. Eli left 1-on-1, unable to get that point, but Igune sends it back on that defense.
Yeah, this is a game of 15 points, and every point really, really matters. And when you make such errors, it gives the opponent advantage over you, and you could see that the net was really very open for Igune to block that ball back to the Kcca side. And yeah, that is Owen right there with that power bomb there. It was a very good set from Haddad, but of course, this man Elijah, he has been served from the time the strategy of service changed from the police side, and he's delivering really. He's doing his best in this set as well.
That was a good reception from him. Service error from Owen. You don't like to see a service error in a game where the set is short. In a very short set, you want to minimize your errors as much as possible and see how to win the game. And police is now having the lead, and now they are going after Elijah and Mugenyi on the reception, but Elijah is able to send a good catch again, and Mugenyi gets that point. I think maybe that is the difference the coach is trying to make.
Yeah.
Bring in a different attacker, improve the block and attack as well, and see how to quickly get this set.
And that ball was really very tight for Mugenyi there. He had to really squeeze through the hands there of the blockers, and he was able to get a point. Yeah, and that is Eli, right? Yes.
It's a good attack there from Eli. All these points count really. Getting that hard attack, letting your opponent know that you're going to be coming in hard, and taking advantage of the setter there as well. And they always say that usually when you have your setter on the front court, you have to see how to defend them, to help them defend on their attackers, and let your outside attacker take the center if the center is going a steal ball. And yes, there on the side of police, we saw that Ezra was coming for a steal ball. So the middle should have left that for Mugenyi and concentrate on helping the setter on the outside. But we saw that he committed on that ball and he was unable to get that point.
Yeah, and
we see Andrew is on and Nathan is off in this set.
Yes. That's also another strategy I think the coach has introduced into. Is quicker than Nathan. And his balls are very fast, really. They are very fast.
Credit to Ronald there trying to play that ball. It was an out of system ball, but he's able to see how to get it back on. And the libero for Police makes an error in playing that one, and the ball just goes out. So we are tied again 4-4. Who is going to be the first person to get to 8 points here? Another error from Police. That ball is out, and that is from Ezra. And Kcca has taken the lead for the first time in this decisive set. Maybe that is going to give them an edge over Police.
Yeah, that was a very good catch, and you could see that Andrew here was going to commit. And I would really wish the setter had done what he has just done, but the block is really doing its part.
Yes, I want to see where the setter is putting this ball. And that is an error from him. It's an error from Brian as well. I feel that the setter on that ball that he set for Andrew in the middle, despite Brian's error on the attack, that ball should have gone behind in 2 for his attacker, for the attacker in 2, because I saw Elijah seem to be in position 2 there. So he should have seen and sent that ball to him because he didn't have an attacker in 4. But that's a good defense. Elijah tries to dunk that one. Peter Sharif tries to dunk that one and doesn't get through.
Like I said, this 15-point set is always one that is so tense, and everything, the ability in court is really so much high, and you can see such an error from a setter that has played from set 1 brilliantly do make such an error. You really don't expect, and you see the coach has taken him out and brought in Hassan Odongo.
Yes, and that's, you don't expect to have errors. You see now Kcca has just gotten to 8 points. They've made 5 points in a row because it was 3-4 and now it's 8-4. So they've really now gotten that momentum to push and maybe get this set. And that is all because of those unforced errors that Police has made. They've made 3 consecutive unforced errors there. So that has given Police, that has given Kcca the edge on that game.
Yeah, and you can really see that the setter they have just introduced, Odon Hassan, has also just made an error. And that has given Kcca a 4-point lead when they are changing the sides now, and you could see there that the players really hiked up here for Kcca, and we have Ronald going to serve.
Kcca is having the edge here, the advantage. So they just now need to just relax and play. And those good defenses that are coming in, and such a wonderful play from Ronald through the backcourt, unexpected for team Police, but it's a wonderful play. They're now coming in hard. They're not on pressure, having gotten that lead, the now 5-point lead. So gives them an edge. And let me take you to the comments on YouTube. I see Agre Malale saying the game is very interesting. Watch it live from Kenya. Thank you so much for tuning in, Agre from Kenya. Thank you for supporting volleyball in Uganda, and also tuning in and supporting this effort by Sporters Volleyball Club. And I see George saying his team Police. Police is really struggling here, and that is all because of their errors, and I think they've lost concentration.
Yes. Yeah, I really think the setter needs to calm down because
but they've made the substitution now and changed the setter. Tough play out there for John. Good set. Elijah sends it back. John comes in hard this time, but Sharif is there. A little bit of a struggle on the net there with the setter as well. Sharif, Elijah gets that ball off their hands. Look at the I want to say the posture, the physique, and the attitude that Police is having in this moment. Look at them. I think I feel they've given up on the game.
Now, because it's really, really demoralizing for most of these players. They had a lead and now.
And that is another error. I thought there was no block touch there, but the referee says there's a touch. I thought that ball touched the belt and went out. And yes,
exactly.
There is no block.
There is no touch.
But the referee says there's a touch. But you can see the hands of Owen are a little bit off, and he could not have touched that ball. But that point goes to police and gives them that break. But substitution has been made, and now Escobar is on to serve. Do you think he's going to make a change or a difference here on the service?
Of course, they're maintaining the same strategy of serving to position 1. And Escobar is really going to do exactly the same thing, which he does. Gets Ronald there. And this is Cosmas.
Yes, but I think they are unable to keep him in service, and that kills the strategy, I think.
Yes.
So now he has to they are reversing that substitution. They are unable to keep that in, and we see that Davi has just come back on since the first set. I think we last saw him in the first set. He has come on, and maybe the coach was hoping he could make a difference in the set, but that is an error from him. And police, Kcca is just 4 points away from victory. Good attack from him, from David.
Yes, that is David, and he gets the point off the hands of Abdul Hadi there, the set of Kcca. You could see that Igune somehow committed Owen there, but he was able to join, only that David was able to use the hands of David Hadi there, the setter.
The dump covered. Free ball. Sharif picks that one. Ball goes to Carlos.
Yes.
And is there a net touch? Yes, there is.
Yes.
We have not seen Carlos so much, by the way, in this set. This is the first ball he has attacked, I think.
Yeah.
But Kcca is just now looking to get 3 points.
Yeah, there was a net touch there.
There's a net touch there from police players. But I would say even if Kcca does take this set and win this game, I think police has played wonderfully. They've played so much better than we would have expected them to play, because this is a team that is coming in from Serie B and joining the Serie A league for the first time in a while, by the way. So the efforts they are making to put up such a fight against Kcca and to be able to beat Sky, that has been in Serie A for 2 consecutive seasons, I think they are playing wonderfully. Whatever the result that they may get from here today, I think they've done well. They've played as a team. They've played together, and that is a good thing.
Yeah, I think at the end of the day, police players will be happy with themselves. Of course, even if they don't win, but they really have showed fighting spirits here, and we can say that everyone that has stepped on that court has tried their best to play and push the team, and that is really working so hard for each and every one of them here. Brian, and is blocked very well by Owen here and Carlos, and you could see that he had no space there. He had no option. He could not go to the line, and there you see the hands of Carlos right there blocking him, and that is fair play from the players there, Carlos and Brian. And Cosmas serving at 13-7.
Kcca just needs to take this set. And meanwhile, as we go on with this game, I would like to inform you that we still have 2 more games coming up. We have Prisons versus Elion, an interesting game that you need to stay on and watch out for. And then later on, we shall have Sporters Volleyball Club versus Sky. That game might be a little bit later, towards 7 p.m. So please, if you're at home and you feel like you want to have an interesting evening, please, you can still join us. We still have 2 more games to go. Please feel free to come and join us here physically or join us live on YouTube.
Yeah.
And, that's a set match point. I'm going to say match point for Kcca.
Yeah, and you could see that Ronald went so high there on the block of Brian and Ezra, and is able to secure a match point for Team Kcca. And that is interesting because this is a team that has come from the previous weekend when they had just lost their game against NSAMBYA there. And I think it will be good for them because in all ways they expected 3 points from this game. But as you said earlier, that this team here, Police, has played their hearts out, and I think they have really played very nicely here. And
Yes, do you think that maybe this timeout could help Police at least get some advantage, or do you feel that Kcca is just going to actually get that last point and take the game?
now you can look at the block that Kcca has on front court there. There is Ronald, we have Carlos, and then Andrew. And on the side of Police, we have a setter there. I think Brian is on front court. The setter is in 5. There is Ezra and should be Ellie.
Yes, I think I feel that Kcca has the advantage. They have the lead. Even if they don't get that 1 point immediately, they have that momentum to actually get that point. And Police just seems to be down. You can see that they don't seem to have that hope that they can actually get this game, despite that timeout that the coach has called. But they are able to get the side out immediately. So I see Brian is going in for service. Maybe he could make a difference for them in the service box. You know, this volleyball game is funny. It's a funny game. It's not over until the last point is made.
Yeah, and straight away they go back to their strategy, and you could see that Brian was trekking direct to the serving side to serve straight to position 1.
Yes, and I would like to see if he can be able to get it through, because I see Carlos is in position 2 there. Even if they were to serve in position 1 and the libero doesn't give the best catch, the setter is able to just put that ball there for Carlos. But surprisingly, he goes to Elijah, and Kcca has just taken this set. But what do you think of how Kcca played today, despite having taken this victory 3-2? What did you expect from them, and what have you actually seen today?
Yeah, I think Kcca started this game quite shaky, but at the end of it all, we give credit to the players that have stepped up. Of course, we saw them introduce Elijah there, who was not featuring in last weekend's game, and Vincent Odeke there also coming through. Yeah, so like I was saying, the introduction of Elijah Cosmas there and Vincent at some point to defend, and of course on his attack there. I think they played a good game. Of course, I also give credit to the team at Police there. Brian stepping up, and he has been the delivery guy for the team.
Yes, and I think that Police has just played so well today. They've done a good job. They've played as well as they should have. I think they are happy with the point, with going away with the point, because that gives them 4 points in 2 games, and that is a good advantage for them. But thank you so much, Moses, for being here today, and for giving your tactical analysis here, and also being well informed about the players. That is something that we always look for, to be informed about the players and their style of play. But I'm hoping that you'll be more interested in this and continue to maybe give us that side. Yeah, but we are going to have a little bit of communication from the Kcca coach to see what he thinks of the game, his post-match review, to see what he thought about this game. Yeah, but as we wait for him to get on, what are your predictions for this game that is going to be on Prisons versus Elion as the next game coming on?
Yeah, I think we have seen these two sides play. Surprising, of course, the big news that came out the other past weekend, Elion beating a team that is, of course, in UCU, 3-1 there. with of course their team is a team of young players studying at school, and there's that bonding and everyone. We have of course to give credit to the of course, but I'm going for Alien here for this game. I'm really going for Alien.
Okay, thank you so much, Moses, for being here. Let's get those reviews from the coaches and see how to go on to the next game. Thank you.
What do you want us to talk about? Who? You don't want to tell me. Yeah, uh-huh.
And of course, that was an exciting game, the game between Police and Kcca. I am here with Coach Look at it. He spoke very strongly before the game. I want to measure whether the strength is still on. Coach, how has been the game?
The game has been good. I'm impressed with the fight that the boys had. At one point, we made very many service errors. That was one of the things that really cost us. But our strategy was to serve. So we had to take the risk. Okay. It was unfortunate that most of the risks that were done in the first set especially were going off. And okay, that cost us a lot. Nevertheless, the boys were still able to fight, and I'm impressed with their performance.
Coach, let us talk about your main attackers. Did they perform to your expectations?
Generally, the team performed well.
Okay.
I wouldn't want to single out any player because we are building a team spirit. So we are looking at the performance of the team in general, as opposed to individual.
Then let us talk about you, the coach. Yes. What is that one thing you thought you didn't do, and now you're reflecting and you're saying, wow, I wish I had done this. The game would have been decided in another way.
With the sports, it is hard to say if I'd done this. If it works, sometimes you have to take a risk, depending on how you're reading the game. Sometimes it may work out, sometimes it may not work out. And also, it helps me build the mental strength of players because I want the players to understand that you can be called on at any time. So mentally, you should be prepared to come in at any point in the game to contribute to the team.
For example, I did observe that you did use more of the outside attackers than the middle.
Yes.
And yet you yourself, the history I have is that you are a serious middle attacker and player.
Yes.
Why?
No, our strategy had the middle in it. Unfortunately, at one point when, like I told you, the tension comes in, still we need to build the confidence in the setters that we shall always use the middle. Because I trust my middle, it performs very well. We are just work in progress. With time, I know the block is going to be biting, and you will be very impressed with this.
Finally, let us talk about your setters. You did alternate setters.
Yes.
You took off a setter for a certain mistake, and then you brought on a setter, and no sooner had you brought them on, they again also made a mistake. Why are you failing to trust one setter?
No, but it's about a team, I've told you.
Okay, yeah.
And everybody contributes.
Yes.
So even those who have not been able to play today, still contribute to the team.
Definitely.
So we don't want to single anybody out, but these mistakes do happen. We just need to go back to the drawing board and see how to correct them.
Finally, what is it about your opponents? What did your opponents do right that made you lose this particular game?
When we started the game very well with the pressure, we were leading them. They were on a low. But when we went down, when we were making very many errors, they gained confidence. So they started serving better, and their service started disturbing our reception. And that a bit cost us. Of course, I told you the attackers are good, but I think we're able to try to contain them.
Okay.
Yes.
Coach, let me congratulate you on the 1 point you've got.
Yes.
And I hope this motivates your team to prepare better.
Very good. We are going forward. We are going to take every game as a game. We shall plan for each game and we shall always give our best.
One last communication to anyone who is listening to you today.
To our supporters, if they're out there, we thank them and we ask them to keep coming to our games. and we enjoy volleyball.
Thank you very much, coach.
Okay.
And of course, I am here with Coach Alex. Coach Alex, congratulations on your first win of the season.
Thank you.
And overall, how do you want to rate your game today?
So, I don't know, but I can say my boys were 2 down in terms of, if you look at the game they played last time, look at the game they played today, I'm just pushing them, You know how we are figuring, even bring this one out, you bring this one in. We try to look for them to play, but they are 2 down. I can't tell. This is not the boys that I know.
Coach Alex, why do I think that you're laughing inside your heart? You're like, yes, I got it, but now you're telling me something different. Because of course the results speak something different.
The results, we didn't get the results we expected. First of all, we expected a 3-0. Because I told you, like it or not, we want to be among the top 4.
Okay.
If you're fighting for such a flight, you don't delay, you don't lag behind. So we are still lagging. So if we get 2 out of 3, we needed the 3 maximum points. Because teams are scoring, teams are going, teams are ranging up. That's what we expected. That's why personally, I'm okay with winning. It's okay, but that's not what I have to give the spectators. They expected much more better game than today.
Coach, actually, when I was speaking to the coach of police, he did talk about your attack. Yeah. It is something he feared. Do you think that your attack today was on point?
No. Okay. If you look at volleyball, men's volleyball is characterized by attacks. If I have only one Elijah outstanding, one Carlos outstanding, yet I expect Musakira to be there. As you saw his game last week. If Musakira was supporting Waiswa so much, or they came and supported so much, but today he didn't come and support, even if we are bringing him. So you see that the attack was not the attack we expected to be there.
Yes,
Carlos did attack. I think he has scored on attack. I can give him 80% on attack.
Coach, when you look at your opponents, what is that one thing that they were doing and that made you feel that they were almost beating you?
Now, as for us, we are trying to play perfect balls. You look at when they clicked the button of Brian,
yes,
came and changed the game.
Yes,
he was attacking everything up. If you look at the second set,
yes,
the second set we had, you look at the score, how I'm forgetting his name, Biaruhanga was scoring.
Yes.
Very just attacking lousy balls and was scoring on them. So what I feel is for them they were attack. By the way, they were attack oriented more than us.
Okay.
They are focusing on attack more than us. If you look at Polo, himself, Brian was attacking. All people were attacking. Look at their middle was scoring and defending well in our middle. I think that's where we have problems. We need to put right our block in the middle. It's not clicking well. We need to look at such things so that we can outweigh ourselves better.
Finally, coach, just give me 2 lessons that you've picked from this game that you want to take to the next game.
Now, the first thing is players undermine the police.
Okay.
Because on several occasions, they have met police that have been challenging police.
Okay.
Beating them 3-0. Even if friends they beat police, and I talked about it. We have been beating police, but don't take it for granted. Don't take it for granted. Police may turn up to beat you. So players undermine.
Okay.
So I think that one I have to learn. It's a lesson. Tell players, no, please. Every team will handle it as a team which is in Serie A.
Okay.
Even if it's the last team on the table or what, handle them as men.
Okay.
That's the first lesson. The second lesson is, I think, this game and the previous game, they are giving me 2 things to learn about reinforcing my middle more. Because if you look, we didn't score in the ball. Okay, we scored, like one person was active in the middle. That's Owen. Only other guys were not active, either on block or not even on attack. So I find that they were using this almost on court.
Okay.
So that one is the lesson I've learned. We have to work. All the units have to work together to win. Middle, backward defense, block. If it's attack, offense and defense, all those things have to work on
Okay.
if you're to win.
And coach, I've heard rumors that you have, I think, one of the best liberos in the country currently.
The best liberals in the country.
One of the best liberos in the country.
Best liberals.
Mm.
Yeah. Faizo is good.
Yes.
Say he's good.
Mm.
And he plays his role. He tries. If
Yes.
the games he has played,
Mm.
he plays his role. But I don't want people to mistake him Faizo to say he's good. He's the best. They are very good liberals.
Okay.
Very good liberals.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, coach, for that time, and I hope you you win the next game.
Obviously, I want to come and win it. That's what is on my heart.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Welcome.